Hello everyone, my name is Mustafa Bulama. I'm an editorial cartoonist, and today I would like to demonstrate something about facial expression. This cartoon is made by the cartoon you see on your screen is made by Cartoon Yaran Hausa, someone that usually sends cartoons to me for review and sort of. So I've decided to review his cartoon and point out some ways I think he can improve. I'm going to be working on the face in particular because I think facial expression is very key in sending whatever message you're going to send. So this cartoon is about begging, what leads to begging. The boy is saying in French that his father has been killed, and that's why he begs or something like that. So we're trying to show a sad little boy who is begging, right? So I want to start working on the face now and then try to come up with a sad looking face. So first thing I'm going to do is to draw the shape of the head. I'll try to imitate what he did, though not totally, not exactly, but I'll try to just make an image to probably show what he has done or what he's trying to do. So here I've drawn the shape of the face, as you can see, something like U. So the first thing you do is you have to divide the face into two, vertically. So basically vertically and horizontally. To divide it, you divide it in the middle, or depending on your art. But one key thing is your ear, or the ear you're going to draw, should be on the same level with the eye, or sometimes the eyebrow, depending on the character you're drawing. So, but basically, I like drawing the ears to be on the same level with the eyes. So I place my eye here, I place my eye here. So something like that roughly. And then I place the nose here, and then the mouth is under the nose. Yeah, so basically this is the structure. This is the structure or the position of all the different elements on the face, these different features. Now I'll try to make a cleaner sketch. This is the second time I'm attempting. So this is how I draw my ear. You don't have to do it like this. There are different ways of drawing the ear. So I draw something like a Y kind of, but sideways, so something like this. Right, so I do this for this ear, and then I move to this ear and I do the same thing. Yeah, and then okay, so once I'm done with that, now the eyes, there are some key features we use to show expressions, facial expressions. So the mouth, the eyebrow, the eye, and the mouth. These three things can be used to really show facial expression. So if we take number one, the eyebrow. So you can see how I made mine. It's different from his. So if I want to show a sad face, this is how you make the eyebrow. So by doing this, automatically you can see that the eye or the face looks sad, and then we can make the eyeballs. It doesn't matter if you're making large eye, small eye, or even just a dot. The fact that you've made the eyebrow that way automatically gives it that sad face. So sometimes it could be the eye, the pupils could be looking sideways or the other way if there's a kind of confusion or thought, or it could just be in the middle staring directly at the reader. I try to put maybe, okay, then we can have the nose, and then from there, so we've achieved one, which is the eyebrow, and now the eye. The mouth, it should curve. As you can see, this mouth is not well curved, so you're trying to show that expression of sadness, and you have to be clear about it. And then the eye, you could have the eyelids from under. It could be from under, so it gives it that impression of kind of eye bags. It could also be from the top, just depends on what you're trying to do. Or it could be like this. This way it makes it look as if he's trying to hold the tears back. And then the forehead, you can see in that drawing, has no forehead. This one should have forehead, although it's not necessarily a must. It just depends on the character you're making. Character, it's possible your character doesn't have a large forehead, so, and then you have the hair, and so that's it. So if you notice the ear, the eyebrow, and then the mouth, these are key things to note with respect to this particular drawing. So now I can make a fresh inking, basically clean lines. So maybe something like this. So sometimes when I draw, I may do this more than once until I get what I'm looking for, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to do it like this, right? So something like this, and then I can make the hair black. So I'm just selecting the area I want to make black. Usually I don't select everything. I leave out some space to show the some kind of reflection. And then moving on, I make the eyebrow. So it's up to you how you want to make it. It could be big or large. And I put a little bit of fold in the middle to add to the expression. So you can see I made the eyeball touching the eyebrow. So that also gives it a bit of effect. So okay. So as you can see, with cleaner lines, then we can put our nose here, maybe a little bit of the tip, then the mouth, a little bit of fold here, and then under the lips. So you can clearly see that this face looks really nice and looks really sad. So this is the sad face, and you can see if you compare it with what you have here. If we compare the two faces, you could clearly, this expression clearly tells you this is a sad face, while this one doesn't tell you that he's actually sad. So this is one of the things that I think cartoonists have to focus on. The facial expression, it says a lot. So if you're talking about a happy person, you have to know how to draw a happy face. Sad face, you have to draw a sad face. So here I'm going to apply color. So I've applied the same color with the same color as his. Now I'm selecting the eye. I'm going to apply the white color for the eye. Usually I don't use white, but only for cartoons, maybe like this. So I use a little bit, maybe a different shade of white. Then the shadows, you can see shadows all over the eye, around the eye, and so on. So around this area there's that shadow, and then around this area also, it helps to show the maybe frustration, maybe the lack of sleep, or something like that. So yeah, so I select this, and then I usually go to my brightness and contrast and just reduce the brightness, but you could also get a darker color and use if that's your own way of doing things. So this is one way of doing it. Another way is, okay, and then also you have to show a bit of shadow under the nose, and maybe in the ears, and then maybe under the lips, under the lips to really make it pop. So again, the same process. I can go to, okay, and then also maybe on the face, do you want the shadow to be on this side or on another side? It's really up to you. Where is the light source? So the shadow is usually on the opposite side. So I go to my brightness and I reduce it, and I have something like this, right? As you can see, he used something like the soft brush. So if you're not going to use the hard colors, maybe you want to use the soft brush as well. I don't usually do this except for some particular kind of art, but it's good for you to be consistent, whichever one you try to use. Try to be consistent. That is one way people can easily identify your art. So don't mix things up too much. So let's say we're using the soft brush, maybe something like this, maybe under the nose, just a little bit under the nose, under the lip, the ear, same areas in the ear, right? And then if we want to, maybe around the eyes, we could just select here and just brush around the eyes. I did this selection just so I don't go into the eye. I could have done this before coloring the eye, but it's okay. There are always ways to go around it. Now these are the shadows, and we'll need the highlights or the midtones as well. So we can have this as our midtones, on top of the ear, on the top of the nose and ear, maybe a little bit under the eye, the cheek, on his cheeks, something like that. This is a bit too much, maybe. Not red. Anyway, you can just, it's up to you really. Then maybe on the forehead to make it pop, on the lip, and the lip, nose, and probably on the forehead, just to make it pop. And then once you're good with this can be your midtones, and then next you have your highlights. So maybe where you have the white, full white, something like this. I think I want to use soft brush even for the highlight, so maybe a tiny highlight here. Maybe, I don't know, a little bit here, something like that. So you can see where we have something that really pops out. It doesn't look flat. So I'm selecting the hair now. I think I should give it a shade, not just white. So maybe maybe something a bit brownish. So you can see this is what we have. We could still do more, could have shadow under the hair and all of that, so we could still do more. Change the saturation. I'm not happy with the color. I'm thinking a boy like this should be dehydrated, and his skin color should be a bit faded, kind of. Yeah, maybe something like this, rather than maybe reddish. I don't know. Yeah. So this is something we have done. Yeah. So what do you think? You see this and you see this, so you could clearly see that this is a nice looking cartoon. But then again, I have to say that everybody has this style of making cartoons, so we could actually draw this character exactly the way Yaro did his, but just put a little bit of order and so on. All right, hope you enjoyed this. Thank you. See ya.